What up? What up? What up? What is up? Yes, we are back right here. Comfortable being uncomfortable. I'll give a shout out to everybody, man. We appreciate y'all coming in, tuning in on this Sunday. Man, we got a lot to talk about, man. And if y'all notice, I didn't do my usual extra loud what up, because there's a lot of stuff going on, man. We got to talk about it. Oh, man. Rob, I got you in the building. What's up, man? How you feeling? How you doing? How you live?
I'm doing good, bro. What's up, man?
Man,
what's up, everybody?
You ugly, bruh. I'm just messing with you.
Yo, we right out there. Yeah, we not even 10 seconds into the joint.
I'm just messing with you, dog. I'm just messing with you. You know me, man.
Chilling, man.
You know me, man. Come on, man. You know I'm gonna mess with you. Everybody, give a round of applause to Trent. He's here. It's like Catfish 101.
Hey, what's up?
Blub, blub.
What's up, Trent? How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm great, man. Happy to be back on the show. Thank you, Crystal, for filling in once again.
Miss Chris.
Thank you, Miss Chris.
And so where was you at, Trent? What was going on?
I had a friend's baby shower in D.C. It was good, man. It was a little co-ed baby shower. It went real well,
Word
man.
up. Blickety, blickety, blick to the baby.
Yep. One of my first friends when I moved in D.C., so I had to be there.
So everybody, man, look, man, I know y'all noticed that Rob and Trent have on Comfortable Being Uncomfortable t-shirts that we had made. So we will definitely be rolling that out. Shout out to our mans at Rock Bottom LLC, man. If y'all listen to the music at the beginning, during the intros and the outros and the commercials and everything, there, Rock Bottom LLC out of Virginia Beach. Big shout out to Keith. Hey, look, if you are looking at a way to sponsor or get your black business or any small business out there, go to arcoutlets.com, man. Arcoutlets.com is the website to go to promote your platform and be noticed by all the people in the community, so that way they can shop and all that good stuff. Big shout out to Arc Outlets.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What we got in the cup? Because we got to talk about what we got in the cup, and then we got to jump right into it because this joint is going to be a long show. What y'all got? What you got, Rob?
Man, I got me my favorite drink in the entire world, an old fashioned. It's sophisticated yet simple. That's what it is. And we got it in the logo glass. You know what I mean? And it's sophisticated yet simple. It's very tasty, but at the same time, anybody can make it.
It's a sophisticated drink for three sophisticated gentlemen. Did I mess up?
Okay, George Bush.
Did I mess up the word already?
Sophisticated.
That's my second old fashioned. What is going to be a long
It's
show?
sophisticated.
It's going to be a long show.
There's going to be a long show. Yes, sir, man. Look, man, y'all know we do this segment every week, man. Well, we got to zoom in on Trent, man, and see what's going on with Around the Horn.
What's going on, everybody? So the first thing we got to talk about, woke up the other day, man. This hit the King, Chadwick Boseman, passed away at 43 years old from colon cancer. Man, dude, that I mean, I don't want to chalk up anything about, this is just another, thing that happened in 2020 because, cancer is real. He was dealing with it for 4 years. I know the personal side of cancer as well. So I don't want to just say, oh, this is just another bad thing in 2020. But man, it's rough, man. It's getting hard.
Yeah.
Being the only guy on the entire, being the only guy on the show that's over 45. Well, I'm 45, yeah. But real rap, like I implore you, if you're 45 or older, go get a colonoscopy. And I'm letting you know right now, I'm contacting the VA very, very soon, and see if I can schedule one for myself. I've never had one before, but I really do. Like I've lost several friends, and now we lost basically like a damn action hero, to colon cancer, and it's real. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I am tomorrow. I plan on scheduling an appointment to go get a colonoscopy.
Yeah. It was my dad. He So his dad, he passed away from colon cancer, and so my dad, man, he's been doing like colon cleansers for a long time, right? Cleaning out your system and stuff like that. And if you're, not at that age, you still do, clean your colon and stuff like that. I mean, there's so many cleanses out there.
But
man.
I think the doctors recommend, like when I was going through my special forces physical, that was the very first time I ever had. And I'm going to be a little graphic here for a second, but it's all in the interest of medical health. It was the very first time I ever had a prostate exam. Yeah, and it's required for everybody to go through to get a Class A SF physical, and it's very uncomfortable. But the doctor told me, they come out and they tell you your results, which is awesome. And so everybody, and when you hit a certain age, 45 or older, you're expected to go and get an exam. Yeah. But I was a kid. I was 25. So
yeah.
Everybody go do that. Real rap.
For sure.
We want you guys to stick around and watch us for the years to come.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Man, that's shout out man, that's a tough one.
R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther. Our Black Panther. Our superhero. A superhero.
Yeah.
Our superhero. Yeah, matter of fact, we all gonna do it one time. We all gonna do it for one time. For sure. Everybody, one time. Wakanda forever. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Rest in peace, bro.
Yes, sir. So we have
and a Howard University grad.
Yeah. Yep. Couple of things, man. I'm not sure if you wanted to talk about this, Ron. About the you have a little more information about the NFL false.
Oh yeah,
positive.
Man. So check this out, man. Here's the thing about these false positive COVID testing in the NFL. So over the last week, a lot of teams had false positives with COVID. So it raised the question of, all right, hey, how much of this information do we take? How much of this stuff do we take and run with when we know that there has been situations where tests have been are false positives, and you got players that are supposedly who test, and which is why they do it every day. They test every day.
That must be a miserable thing.
It is, but this is one of the reasons why they test every day, because we had these false positives, and a lot of teams are looking at some new things to do, and hopefully that kind of stuff can get rectified over the next few weeks. And
these are the problems you have when you rush.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the NFL also is not the only people that have been talking about false positives as well. There's been, just people in just cities and states that are talking about, like there's been a bunch of false positives and false negatives, whatever. So it's like, how accurate are the testing and all this other stuff. So like that just adds a whole layer to all this, man. It's wild, man.
Yeah.
But going into the next topic. Oh my goodness. So, oh my goodness. Did y'all see what Terry Crews once again tweeting nonsense when nobody is talking to him? When I'm like, okay. So Terry Crews, let me look. Terry Crews, everybody else is tweeting about, everything from the protests, to the conventions, to, sports, everything. But not Terry Crews. Terry Crews decided he wants to say, let's boycott Magic City, and then say, Black Love Matters. Now, this is the same dude, right, that just, he keeps, okay, first of all, we need to go ahead and just,
end him? Like, just cut him out?
Let's, we need to have the little draft, the racial draft that Dave Chappelle was talking about, right? Let's go ahead and replace him with Max Kellerman or somebody else. And just get rid of him, because he just, I don't know what it is. I don't know why he continues to post things that has nothing to do with the subject at hand.
I like Terry Crews.
I like Terry Crews as an actor. I think he was hilarious in White Chicks, but I think he wasn't acting in White Chicks. I think he was being Terry Crews.
Well, isn't this the same guy that complained about some producer fondling his balls or something like that in order to get a role in a movie? I mean, you're 6'100". You know what I mean? You're 6'100". You got like less than 3% body fat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you gonna let some man stick his hand up your butt like to get a role in a movie? Like, come on, man.
You know what? Yeah,
and it's hard for me to take him seriously. I love the Old Spice commercials though.
I mean, yeah, but
that
that other dude was better though.
What's his
I'm
name?
on a horse.
Yeah, the dude on a yeah.
Yeah.
But like Terry Crews also, man, I don't look, he also a lot of people are talking about allegedly, right? He had issues with he was buying sex workers and he admitted he had a porn addiction and stuff like that. So it was like
So does Charlie Sheen.
so does
So does half of Hollywood. They got a porn addiction. They're called children.
Woo! Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Dun.
Anyway, so Terry Crews, if we had another, I know we got the Wild of the Week, but man, we got to add 2 people on that joint, man. Terry Crews,
one of them.
You come on, man. You just
That's all right. I like you, Terry.
Terry Crews need to go away. That's what he need to do.
Where you want him to go?
Hey,
South Dakota?
Nah, he need to go to like Fiji. Just go.
Somewhere where nobody sees
Just go, right?
Go where nobody knows his name.
Yeah.
I want to go where
Everybody
knows.
knows.
Nobody knows.
All right, so the next topic, if you guys have been following, NBA, MLB, even Major League Soccer, a lot of people in the sports where WNBA, they've been doing their version of boycotting in certain ways. And so like the Milwaukee Bucks, they started it off. They ended up walking off the court and boycotting their playoff game. And then Orlando Magic, who they were playing against, followed suit, and then the rest of the league followed suit, and then WNBA as well, and then also MLB. The Brewers did the same thing. They ended up walking on the field, postponing, and then I think it was like 3 other Major League Baseball games that did the same thing.
Wait a second. I don't mean to interrupt you, but let me ask you a quick question.
Yes, sir. I knew it was coming.
So, I want everybody to hear me when I say this. Did you just tell us
Yes.
out here in the world that the Milwaukee Bucks walked off the court?
Yeah.
Ain't their fucking owner a racist?
The Bucks?
The Bucks.
I don't think I heard anything like that.
I mean, I don't hold anything.
Who was the old white dude that had to sell the team?
That was the Clippers.
Oh, that was the Clippers.
That was Don. That was Don Sterling.
Yeah, that was
for the Clippers.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like,
yeah.
what? Like the dude that writes your paychecks basically hates your brown ass skin.
But
Like,
here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. It shouldn't even be like that. It shouldn't even be about that. And you made a stark point where a lot of these athletes, a lot of these sports, NFL, MLB, WNBA.
Shout out to the WNBA.
Shout out.
I know a couple of players are awesome.
But predominantly African American athletes, right? You know what I'm saying? African American athletes.
Yes.
And they have white owners. A lot of teams don't realize or know where their white owners stand on the social injustice issues right now. And that's the problem. The Green Bay Packers, and you all know that I follow the Green Bay Packers because that's my team, and I got a cousin that plays for them. Mm-hmm. But the reason their owner and president came out and made a comment, and it ruffled some feathers because a lot of people in the Green Bay community are like, "Hey, shut up and play football."
Yeah,
and that's the wrong answer.
Yeah,
and I commend those sports organizations that have stood up and said, hey, we're going to do this and do that. The one thing that I questioned the most was these boycotts and not playing and everything like that. What's the end route? What's the end cause? Mm-hmm. LeBron James was chastised over the last couple of days by Stephen A. Smith, of all people.
He need to go away, too.
Yeah, Stephen A.
Smith. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith was the main one chastising him, saying that, hey, he was rubbing the young guys wrong and all this stuff like that when when they had the meeting and everything, and saying that the message that he was portraying wasn't being receptive by the young players.
Wait a second, and this is a kid that entered the fucking league. How old was LeBron when he walked into the damn
18.
locker room?
It was 18, 17 or 18.
17 or 18.
Yeah.
The hell with college, he went right into the league.
Yeah.
Just like my man Kobe.
He is the leader of the NBA when it comes to these players. I mean, you got Chris
I don't know
Paul,
if he's
who's
so
over
much
the
a leader, but he definitely knows what it's like to be in different positions throughout the league.
Yeah, but I mean, he's looked at as a leader in that organization, which is why him and Chris Paul had conversations with like Barack Obama, and then who else? Oh, Michael Jordan as well was operating in between as a mediator. But I'm like, one, Stephen A. I don't know where he's getting his sources from.
I don't know either. But here's the thing, and it's problematic because it's like we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Rob. Crabs in the barrel.
Crabs in the barrel.
Crabs in the barrel.
That's Stephen A.
So while you have
take it easy now.
While you have somebody who's in the league,
we stick up for each other.
Forgot about that.
Well, you have somebody who's in the league like LeBron, prominent figure, doing a lot of social justice things, built a school, and a lot of people like said, "Oh, this school's whack," and all this. Now the school is actually doing pretty good. I won't get into the logistics and the numbers on everything, but with that school. But LeBron walked out of that meeting because the players boycotted without a plan in place. And he told them that if you don't have a plan in place, there's no reason for us to boycott. And if we don't stand together and say, all right, this is what we want to do, and that's why he drove the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, and said, hey, we want all the NBA arenas to be polling places. We want to have voter registration drives. We want to do this and do that. It's a testament to the fact that, like I said, LeBron is the type of person who's actually going to walk the walk and talk and back that talk up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Stephen A., in my opinion, can go somewhere and sit the F down, because I can't use the F word, but he can go sit the F down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? While trying to spew these so-called sources have told me, it's shut up, Stephen.
Right. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of that? And also, I guess he forgot to report that the only two teams that actually voted to actually boycott the NBA playoffs was one, the LA Lakers and the LA Clippers, two of the top teams in the league right now. So they actually voted to actually, put their money where their mouth is and walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? He ain't reporting on that. No, because he got his own, whatever his own. I'm like, come on, man.
Well, you also
fix
have to
your
take
hairline. That's what I'm gonna tell him.
Oh, that starts in the middle of his head.
Yeah,
you got a 4 head, he got a 5 head. No, I mean honestly, with Stephen A., like you got to remember who it is you're talking to. Okay, there are people who break the news, like Geraldo Rivera. What's the guy from CNN? Not Wolf Blitzer, the other dude.
Anderson Cooper.
You got people that are actually on the ground and making shit happen. And then you've got idiots like Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
You've got guys like Stephen A. Smith who sit back and talk about shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to take in you got to take in consideration who you're talking about or what their job is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't pay any attention to Stephen A. I mean, every now and when he says something good about my Eagles, I'll pay attention. But other than that, I don't really care what he says.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to the NBA, I don't listen to anything that he says.
Yeah. So moving right along, the Republican National Convention just wrapped up, and I know Rob was watching every night.
I'm gonna sip this tea.
Sip that tea, brother. Rob was watching every night, but there was a decent amount of speakers, and honestly, if you want to be honest, if you want to be real, there was a decent amount of diverse speakers up on that stage, all right. But there was also some some interesting individuals. I'm not gonna say nothing, but people like, Kimberly Guilfoyle with her. We talked about this earlier, yelling and all this stuff, which is crazy. But so RNC. Just wrapped up their convention. Do you think that this is going to be a bump for Trump? What's your guys' opinion?
Well, my opinion, no, go ahead. I'm gonna let Doc talk.
No. I want you to talk about it. I want you to talk on it.
All right,
go ahead and mute my mic so I can go ahead and just sit back and watch this exchange.
So you had Herman Cain speak. Herman Cain. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Herman Cain's dead.
Oh my goodness! Why?
Yeah, I was just checking to see.
We were saying this. I was like, we looked at you like.
Yeah, I was just checking to see if I got like a glance or a stare or something.
Nah, man.
Yo was just like, yeah, Herman Cain was there. No, but realistically speaking, I take these conventions for what they are. They're nothing but gigantic circuses in the middle of the field where everybody runs around in circles and pats each other on the back and makes everybody feel good about the Grand Poobah. And the Grand Poobah is Donald Trump. And that's just really what it is. I think throughout, there was several speakers throughout the week that made some pretty good talking points. I don't think that anything was there, too overly grandiose. You know what I mean? I think that some people had some good points. Tim Scott, I think there was, the woman that I can't remember what her name is, but her husband was a retired captain from St. Louis Police Department.
Police captain, yeah.
He was killed in his last days on this earth. Were basically Facebook Live across the planet. Like there was a couple of really heart wrenching and touching moments. And then of course I heard Donald Trump speak. And so I think that he had a lot of really good points. There was a couple of things in there that I called bullshit on. But overall, I think that, we had a really good convention. And I think as of the end of the convention, which I believe was Thursday, you did see and you have seen, and why I do not believe in poll numbers at all, you have seen a bump in the polls. But what you're actually watching is the polls actually get closer together. So
what polls you looking at, man?
I mean, you've got the Rasmussen polls, you've got the Pew
Rasmussen
polls.
has a 47-40, right?
Well, they're not that far apart. I mean, plus or minus 3, I believe it is.
It's 47-40.
47-40. So, and then you've got the Pew Research, and I think they might even have it a little bit tighter. So while
40,
I don't
47-40.
Well, it's got to be one or the other.
So Rasmussen has 47-40. Pew, I think it was 46 to. It's 46 something. I can't remember.
But I'm not a firm believer in polls anyway.
Now, I don't think anybody should believe in the polls and get out and vote.
Yeah, I'm not a big. But all right, can I live? Can I be great?
I've been quiet. Okay. Go ahead, man. I'm letting you.
So what I'm saying is I mean, your original question, Trent, was about the polls and was there a bump or whatever. I think that the polls are actually closer together. If you believe in that stuff, I don't, but. I do still read them. So everybody reads something they don't agree with, but I'll turn it over to Ron.
So look, first of all,
he
Rob,
seems like he's got white stuff in the corner of his mouth. So he's foaming at the mouth to just jump out there and say, F Donald Trump.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
Really?
I'm not going to say F Donald Trump.
No?
I ain't going to say that.
Oh, wow.
Probably said it in the past, but I ain't going to say that.
Somebody write this down. Write that down.
But look, let me jump to the chase, okay? All right, so one thing I want to call you out on is your all of a sudden walking back what conventions are.
I walk forward. I don't.
No. You're walking back because last week when DNC had their convention, we came on here with Miss Chris. You said I didn't hear anything. They didn't talk about what they're planning to do and this and that and da 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 da. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, you know what? We got to take conventions for what they're for. This is the problem that I have with people like you.
Hey, Rob,
come on, man. You said that last week, and now all of a sudden it's okay. They didn't. I mean, they said this. It's all about just boosting the person up. I said the same thing last week, and you blew me up talking about something. Da da da. You know what? You Democrats are nothing but you're just taking in all the damn Kool-Aid and all this other stuff. And now when the tables turn, you're sitting here, you're relaxed.
Turned?
Yes, the tables are turned. You're sitting back. You're like, oh, well, it's just.
That's because I know we're going to win the election. I'm cool.
Don't nobody know
I'm cool,
nothing,
baby.
Man. And I got, for the people that don't know, I got these pages.
Oh, you sound excited.
14 pages.
I got one question.
Hold on. No, you ain't got no questions right now, player. This is my turn.
Yeah,
this is my time,
do
player.
You
this
take
is my
blood pressure medication?
This is my
I don't
time.
want you to have
please,
a stroke,
no,
man.
Please,
come
on. Let me have this time, though,
I care about you,
Let me
man.
have this time, please,
okay,
my brother.
You got it.
Let me have this time.
I just care about you.
I let you have yours.
Okay. Got it.
Come on, man. I got 14 pages of fact checks from the first 2 nights.
Let me drink my
That's
tea.
not even the last 2 nights.
Let me drink my tea.
First 2 nights, all right? Do you want me to go through? I don't want to go through all of them.
I want you to go through every single
We
word.
don't have time to go through all of them.
Then why'd you print out 14 pages?
Because it's just called research, man. It's called research and actually looking up the facts, man.
Just name 2 or 3.
If I don't hear them,
come on.
If I don't hear them, that doesn't make you right.
So go through 2 or 3 of them.
All right, so let me pull up something. Let me pull up something. Let me look through these pages.
I love this shit.
Tim Scott.
You killed the whole tree.
Yeah, he did.
Tim Scott.
Wiped out a forest.
Tim Scott said, sure did. When the Staples got extra paper. Tim Scott. Once again, to clean up Joe Biden's mess, President Trump signed into law historically high funding for HBCUs, as well as a bill to give him permanent funding for the first time ever. That's an exaggerated statement. Most previous presidents, Mr. Trump has been generally supportive of historically black universities and colleges, but Mr. Scott is giving him outsized credit. Okay, he's wrongly suggesting that Mr. Trump reversed the funding policies of the Obama-Biden administration. Federal funding for those institutions have increased under Mr. Trump. I give you credit, but the program predates presidents by decades, and funding is appropriated by Congress. So essentially, if you have a Congress that works for you or a Senate that works for you, they can get that shit done. Okay. All right. So historically black colleges and universities also receive hundreds of millions of dollars in funding annually under Obama administration. Funding ran out last September. Casualty under the broader fight in the Senate about education policy. So if we're going to talk about facts, man, put it all out there.
So what you're saying in that bill
exaggerated statement.
All right. So what you're telling me is that Donald Trump did not
Sorry.
What you're saying is that Donald Trump did not do what he said he did. He negotiated an agreement with HBCUs so that they could secure permanent funding every year from this year forward, or whenever that was signed, from that point forward. That's what he claimed. That's what he said that he did. He's a negotiator. That's what he said he did. So while what you printed out was absolutely true, that the HBCU funding was and has always been continued through the Obama administration, the entire 8 years, it ran out just as Donald Trump took office, and Donald Trump took it a step further.
Okay. All right. Got you. All right. So another one, exaggerated statement. Your boy, Trent, Vernon Jones of Georgia, Democrat.
Yeah, Trent.
Trent. A Democrat from Georgia. Boy. State representative said he ended talking about Trump, he ended once and for all the policy of incarceration of black people, which has decimated our communities caused by no other than Joe Biden. Democrats wouldn't do it. Another exaggerated statement. So he's talking about the First Step Act, bipartisan bill signed in 2018 by Trump, and we all agree that it was a significant piece in the legislation that made reforms to sentences in federal prison. But as the title indicates, activists see it as a start on criminal justice reform. However, the Sentencing Project, a group that advocates for reducing incarceration on the law's 1 year anniversary, said it applauds the bill. Okay, so we all get that. All right, so it was wrong to blame Mr. Biden, who supported the Senate version of the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act 1994 for mass incarceration. States began passing harsher sentencing laws in the 1970s and 1980s when crime was at one of its highest and peaks levels in history, right? The late 1980s, early 1990s. So the black community acts legislation for a law in order to put people in prison. You cannot tell me that black mayors and governors at the time did not support it, because many did.
When?
In the 1990s.
The hell's that got to do with yesterday?
No. We see. Here we go. Here we go. And what we're talking about here, Rob.
I want you to read that first sentence though about what
I was telling you to wait. Oh, but you got to go ahead.
What Vernon said. Don't nobody put baby in a corner. Go ahead and read that first.
For the first sentence.
Yeah, because of what Vernon said about.
He said he ended once and for all the policy of incarceration of black people, which has decimated our communities.
That's inaccurate.
That's an accurate statement.
And Rob, you can say that that's
who said that? Vernon said that, right?
Yeah, he said
okay, so because it comes out of Vernon's mouth, or the sentence, what's the name of that profit organization? The sentencing.
The innocent. What was this?
What was the name of the organization that you just read?
Oh, you're talking about the
sentencing something?
Project.
Yeah. So because they said it makes it true.
I don't think anybody's saying that, but they applauded the fucking bill. What are you talking about? They applauded the bill.
Okay. No, I mean, you ain't got
I know. I'm saying.
What I'm saying.
What you saying, Rob?
What I'm saying
Waples.
is that just because somebody who disagrees with the president or probably take something that he said out of context doesn't necessarily make it true. Yes, Joe Biden did sign up for or whatever the name of the act was in 1994, and yes, there were people that were incarcerating people, including Kamala Harris.
Let me keep going.
Not in the 90s.
Hey, Lenny Wood, come for me.
She wasn't the attorney general back in the 90s?
No, bro.
She was senator like all the way back to like 2000 and something. That's how much I know about Kamala Harris.
No, bro.
Yeah,
she's only been a senator for what, 2 years?
Yeah, something like that. Look, I got one more. This is Iraq war. Lenny Wood.
Barack Obama.
Lenny Wood, come for me.
The greatest president of all time. I'm sorry, continue.
Lenny Wood, come for me. I said it 3 times. Come for me. I'll see you later. All right, so
who's that? Who's this?
Rob know he is. he in the comments.
I just want to say I love you, House.
I don't. I can't stand
because I know you can't.
Iraq war. Trump noted that Joe Biden voted for the Iraq war and attack on Biden's record. Facts first. This will miss the important context when we talk about this because we all talked about the false or the lack of information that came from the intelligence agencies regarding the Iraq war, right?
Right.
So when we talk about why Trump is correct in the fact that Biden did vote for the war back in 2002 or 2001, Trump didn't mention that he himself expressed extensive support in 2002 and 2003 for the Iraq war during his interview with Howard Stern and others. So, like I said, if we're gonna call people out, we gotta call people out. Trump did support the Iraq war, and he was not privy to a lot of the information that the politicians were at the time. So I give him a pass, but don't call Joe Biden out like he, was the only one that voted
so did
for
Hillary
Iraq
Clinton.
War. Yeah, and a lot of and
you see what happened to that? She got
guess what?
beat down. She lost.
You had a Republican.
So did John McCain.
You had a Republican
He
president.
got his ass handed to him.
You had a Republican president.
Here's a
Republican president at the time that put that information out there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So he supported it. The Secretary of Defense supported it. Secretary of State supported it. Everybody supported it. Minus a handful of people. So
Rand Paul.
But you're calling out him because, like I said,
Barack
all
Obama.
these people. If I hear one more person say Barack Obama was the person that started this Iraq war, I'm gonna slap him.
No.
Barack Obama started the Iraq war,
right?
Yeah, but I've heard Trump supporters. I've heard Trump supporters say that
Rob.
that this Iraq war was started by Barack Obama.
We've been over there. We know Barack Obama didn't start this.
Yeah, well, you got some Trump supporters in your circle that believe that.
I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself.
Trent, you got it.
I thought I heard you. No, I said Barack Obama because I thought that I heard you say only a few people didn't support the Iraq war, and he said Rand Paul because Rand Paul didn't, right?
Hell no, Rand Paul ain't for that.
Right? He's anti-war, but also Obama didn't support it either when he was. So
you know what? You remind me of a black version of Rand Paul because he's such an independent. You know what I mean?
Well,
he is.
I was a huge fan of his dad, Ron Paul. I would have voted for Ron Paul
was a man. But you remind me a lot, Trent, of Rand Paul, like that just middle of the road, like this is what's right, this is what's wrong, F what you think, this is what we need to do. Like he has been against Trump probably 50-60% of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely called him out a bunch of times, yeah, for sure. Especially when it comes to any type of
let's give the floor back to Ron with his research.
So essentially, the RNC was just like the DNC, full of let's praise this guy, let's boost this guy up.
Yet you criticize me for taking a back seat.
Motherfucker, what?
Whoa.
Oh.
What? Because look, only reason I said that is because
sorry, Kennedy.
I'm sorry.
No. The only reason I say that is because
I'm sorry, Kimberly, Ashley, and Addison.
No, the only reason I say that is because last week, like I said, man, you sat up here and you blew up at me and Crystal for sitting here supporting the DNC. I'm not sitting here blowing you up for supporting it. I'm just saying, man, look, a lot of the lies came out of the first 2 nights. They'll disarm you, empty the prisons, lock you in your home, and invite MS-13 to live next door. And the police aren't coming when you call. Representative Matt Gaetz.
How awesome would that shit be?
Representative Matt Gaetz.
That would be absolutely great.
This is what they said at the RNC.
Oh, Lord.
Matt Gaetz said this.
Wait, well, it's
That's what I'm
Matt
saying.
Gaetz.
So,
you got to take
Matt Gaetz said
as
this.
First
but
of all,
it had to be approved by somebody in the RNC to want to say it.
Man,
That's what I'm talking about, man. The RNC was full of fear-mongering stuff. Like, we got to make sure these people are scared and let them know that the Democrats are going to fear and they're not going to. Come on.
I love it when he makes that voice. This shit's hilarious.
Can I speak? Can I speak? Here's the thing, guys.
You're not going to do it.
I mean, here's the thing.
MS-13.
Right, come on.
Here's the thing. Both parties have their tactics.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I was trying to explain to him last week.
Democrats have their tactics, right?
We are perfect and as pure as the driven.
No, sir. And Republicans have their tactics. And Republicans are playing on the same thing that got them the White House and the Senate, right, in 2016. It's fear-mongering. That's their tactic. And they're good at it. It worked in 2016.
If you don't vote Republican, aliens are going to start twerking on the White House lawn. We cannot have that. So you have to remember, a vote for the RNC is a vote for you.
Don't have sexual relations in your dreams. You're gonna get endometriosis with demons.
Hold on, what did you just say?
Endometriosis. That's what she said.
She said that.
She said one of the reasons why you get endometriosis is because you had sex with demons in a dream.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's your girl. Hey, look, yo,
she's my girl now.
hey, look, when we come back out of this commercial break, man, we gotta definitely hit on the current events of today, man. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough. Y'all tune in, y'all stay tuned, man. We gotta go on to commercial.
Are you still searching for clothes in your closet? Looking for that summer outfit, maybe that fall outfit? Well, hit up my man at Shades of Faces. Shades of Faces has some of the tightest urban swag out there. You can hit him up on Instagram or Facebook, Shades of Faces, and tell my man that Comfortable Being Uncomfortable sent you. What's up, man? It's Doc Ronnie Mac, yo. I just had to stop by to drop this nugget on you all. If you're looking for some comfortable activewear that you can wear to the gym, around the house when you're cleaning up, or when you're in the street running errands, you need to shop at Recovery Athletics. All you have to do is go to www.recoveryathletics.com to get both women's and men's fashionable and functional apparel. Even sweeter, yo, it will not break the bank. You know why? Because we're running a 35% off promotion. All you have to do is use code RA35 at checkout and you will get 35% off your entire order. Now come on, top brands can't even top that, yo.
Woo! Yeah. We had some technical difficulties that we're trying to manage over here. Yeah. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, let y'all know that we all seen some of the issues that happened in Kenosha and raised a lot of red flags. A lot of people have said that, you know, this is the things that people said was going to happen. Rob, I like to think that you mentioned that a few times that, you know, when the black community started taking up arms or started fighting back, it's going to be a problem. Well, we had a militia. Well, we all know Jacob Blake was shot in the back 7 times, right? The information still remains unseen, whether or not he had a weapon or not, supposedly a knife. Either way, Mr. Blake was walking away from police, and the question remains, at what point was he an imminent threat? And Rob, you have more years of extensive background in law enforcement, so I gotta go to you and get your take on this.
Well, you know, I watched the videotape, and I've watched it 1,000 times. And you can see that the police officers had their guns out and pointed at, Mr. Blake while he was walking around the front of his car. And just like you said a second ago, at what point in time does this man present a threat to you? Why do you have your gun out of your holster when this man is unarmed? Because I didn't see anything in his hands. I saw nothing in his hands. He's in front of a vehicle, and he's got his 3 sons inside the car. At what point in time does he present such you have to look, there's a thing in law enforcement called the force continuum. And in the force continuum, it's a ladder, if you will, or steps going up into the heavens or whatever. On the very first rung is verbal, meeting the individual on a verbal to verbal confrontation. From that point there, it goes up to you issuing orders. So now you've gone from one step to another step. You're going up the force continuum. So at the next step, you're issuing verbal orders. They're refusing your commands. So then you take it to the next level. There's nothing in law enforcement that states that a police officer has to fight fairly. There is no law. That's why officers work undercover. There is no such thing as having to be on the same level as your suspect. But at the same time, you have to prove from one level to the next that your justification to ascending to the next level was justified, that it is a justified thing. Every way, from watching that video, they tried to murder that man in front of his kids. How much of a bitch do you have to be with a badge on your chest to not tackle a man to the fucking ground that you think is an imminent threat to yourself or someone else, and take it upon yourself to take a couple of stitches to do your damn job? Instead, you decide to shoot a man in his back 7 damn times. They blew out his damn spine. You understand what I'm saying? And well, he had a knife. Shit, I've got a knife on me right now. I'm not a threat to any damn.
Man, hold up, get out the house, bro. I
just messing with you. Hey, I got security. But at the same damn time, I mean, how much of a bitch do you really have to be that you can't take a couple of stitches? I mean, we're all veterans here. We've all taken stitches, bloody noses, busted lips. We've fallen down the side of mountains while we're doing nighttime land navigation. Yeah. You know what I mean? We've all taken some scrapes and bumps and bruises, and that was before we even made it to combat. You know what I mean? We all take a little bit of a sacrifice. Parents out there, if you're a mom or you're a dad, or if you're expecting a child, you're willing to sacrifice almost everything up to and including your life to protect the people that you care about. You don't understand what I mean? So if you got that badge on your chest, you have an oath, not to just to the Constitution, but to the people that you're sworn to protect. And so at what point in time does being a little hoe-ass cop, and that's really what it comes down to, you're going to hide behind that badge? I had an incident not too long ago where I had a couple of police officers come to my house, and this fucking kid literally stood up there and told me, well, we need you to do this, so you need to, we know you used to do the job. And it was 6 of them standing on my front step because they're that terrified of me, like I'm some sort of threat. And I'm the one that called you. Oh, well, we need you to do this, that, and the other, and this, help us help you. I told him, I said, listen here, son, while you were swimming around in your daddy's balls, I was wearing the same fucking badge that you've got on your chest right now. The manual that you follow is the manual I helped fucking write. So do me a favor. Don't tell me how to do my damn job. Figure out how you can do yours better. And that's what it really comes down to. They tried to execute this man in front of his damn kid. I don't give a damn if he had a pocket knife in his hand. If he had a pocket knife in his hand, then yeah, you should have tackled him to the damn ground. It was a whole slew of cops. I mean, stop being a little bitch. Yeah. Stop being a bitch. It's really what it comes down to. Yeah. I hate this shit because I feel like as a black man, I have to defend black people, which I will until my dying breath. But at the same damn time, having worn the badge in 4 different departments in 2 different states, I feel as though I have to stand up for my brothers and sisters in blue, which I will do. And I was raised by a police officer, and my uncle was one of the first black FBI agents. You know what I mean? Like, so I know what it takes. And it doesn't take this, you assholes. It doesn't take this. Your job, the job of law enforcement is to serve. You are to serve us. We allow you to exist. Okay, the general populace, the masses, we allow police officers and municipalities and sheriff's departments and we allow y'all motherfuckers to exist. Okay, your job is to serve us. If my wife is on the side of the road with 2 screaming twins and it's raining outside and she's got a flat tire, get your ass out that car and change her tire. That's your fucking job. Yeah. Excuse my language. That's your job.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you like this, man. We know that this is gonna be a very passionate segment, and I know Trent, you've had, you've been profiled, plenty of times.
Oh my goodness,
we all been profiled.
If you look at me, you would be like,
I'll profile you.
But honestly, if you look at me, right. I'm not even close to look like a threat, bro. I've been profiled in a suit going to work, my dude. You know what I'm saying? And I think here's the thing. This guy, he apparently he was caught there. He went out there to break up a fight, and whatever ensued or whatever after that. I don't know. I guess there's other angles, whatever. But they walked around the car with him. They followed him around the car with him with their guns before he can even get the car door open. Now, at any point, like you said, they're at this point they have their guns drawn, and you can see all you had to do was grab the dude and pull him down. And you see the cop when he opens his door, you see the cop grab him by his shirt or whatever. Yeah. You could have did that earlier.
They had his shirt while they were shooting him.
Yeah, he held him while he shot him.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
His back.
And Trent, you made a good point. If you're going to grab him at the point that he started walking away from you,
that's when you grab him.
Why not grab him then?
Well,
why wait till he gets?
You were a football player, and you know what they said. The coaches always told me, if you can touch it, you can catch it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you're not lying. But you wait until he gets to the vehicle.
Yeah.
Opens puts his hand on the car door handle, opens it up, and then you say, "Oh, he's a threat."
Yeah.
Now he's
a threat because now see here's where my mind is all over the place because the police chief of Kenosha and F him, get him out of there. Kenosha, Milwaukee, Green Bay, all y'all march over to Kenosha and get his ass out of there because he does not deserve to wear a badge at all. He is what's wrong with policing right now. And we'll get to talking about the 17-year-old and apparently this police chief's support of what the 17-year-old did.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But this man, they said that he had a knife on him.
No. He told them he had a knife.
But
before he even got to the car, he told them, he let them know that he had a knife. He didn't say, he told them he had. So before he opened the car door, apparently he told them he had a knife. At that point, you could have just grabbed him and be like, all right, we feel, for our safety.
He's refusing my commands. He says that he's armed. I'm tackling him to the ground and handcuff him for his safety and mine.
Just
boom. That's it. Game over.
That's it. That's all you have to do before he even walked around his car.
Yeah, then the kids are crying in the car because they just watched Daddy get tackled by 2 cops, but Daddy's still alive.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, he's still alive. He's just paralyzed now.
Paralyzed. He's just not going to be the same.
Barely.
Yeah,
he's not going to be the same.
Well, he woke up and the first thing he said was, "Why they shoot me so many times?" Yeah. Dude couldn't even shot him once. I'm like, dude, 7 times?
7 times.
While you're holding him?
One of the things that I always did was...
he's a fucking dog, man.
Yeah. One of the things that I always did was I always like if I missed a football game on Monday, if my team won or lost, I never like going back and Monday morning quarterbacking shit. But now that I have so much extensive years in law enforcement and those years are over for me, I feel like with watching this dumb shit go on every time I turn on the news, it's always something else that's dumb that a cop did. Yeah. And it really comes down to, and there's a couple police officers that I know and respect highly. And we had a conversation, and you know what he told me? He says, how can you change a mindset? You can't, it's hard to retrain police officers that have been trained in a specific manner. Yeah. Because now these guys have graduated, and it really goes all the way back to the academy. You have to change the curriculum in the academy now, so that the officers that you graduate with a mindset that is necessary for today, the 21st century. That 18th century, 19th century us versus them. There's only one gang in this town, and we all wear blue. That type of men's mindset is going to end up, because I'm going to tell you what's going to fucking happen. What's going to end up happening is you're going to end up, and I'm talking to you police officers out there that's watching this right now. You're gonna play around one day, and you're gonna do something that you think that badge is gonna allow you to get away with, and somebody's gonna catch your ass on camera, and you're gonna start a revolution in this country. Well, you're gonna watch people start bodying cops left and right. Watch.
Well, I mean, it's already starting to happen.
Texas.
I mean,
Baton
Rouge.
I could go on and on and on about officers that are paying the prices that you guys are out here fucking doing. You're out here acting like that badge gives you carte blanche to treat people like shit. What you don't understand is that if somebody catches you on camera and they broadcast that across the planet, and you know how rumors travel, they travel faster than the truth, guess what? You're going to be responsible for winding up getting somebody that really does care about the public killed.
It's already happening. It's already the thing is, it's already happening.
Sorry, I didn't mean to commandeer shit.
No, I do. You're passionate.
Listen, I grew up in a household. My father gave a shit. My father was a black man in Philadelphia in 1967. Mm-hmm. You have any idea how many Klan rallies he had to fucking stand with his back to these guys wearing white robes in 1967 and 1968 after they killed Martin Luther King, after they killed Malcolm X. You know what I mean? He had to protect these, pieces of shit, you know what I mean, as a cop.
Yeah.
And he's a black man, and they would like to string his ass from a tree just as much as anybody else would. You know what I mean? And I grew up in this household.
Yeah.
And then I put the badge on my chest, and I go out here and I try to affect change the best way that I can. Mm-hmm. And then now I'm standing here watching these people put this badge on their chest and put that gun on their hip, and now they feel as though they can roll up and down the highways and treat people like shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what color you are. I've watched white people get their asses kicked by cops. Why? Because they looked at them crazy.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary and called for.
So do you think, Rob, that there should be a and this is what I've heard of how do you change, how do you make reform in the police community, right?
The academy.
Academy. So
it all comes back to the academy.
So what about the people also that have been years outside of the academy? What do you do with those individuals? Do you give them a straight, because in my opinion, I'm like, first of all,
retirement.
Everyone.
Early retirement.
I mean, I wasn't going to go that far, but I support that.
Look, they got something in the police departments now called the drop program. Mm-hmm. You guys out there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You can take the drop program and retire early. Go grab your little racist ass kids and go out there on that farm and ride them goats or some shit or whatever you guys do.
Yeah.
And leave the policing up to the professionals.
Yeah.
Because right now you ain't gonna do nothing but mess around and get somebody killed, and then the next thing you know, there's gonna be somebody crawling through your fucking window in the middle of the night. And trust me, that's not what you want. And I don't want that. And I don't want that for you.
Yeah.
But you're gonna keep fucking around until somebody my color, that's a fucking former Navy SEAL, a former Army Ranger, the Delta Force. These guys are gonna get tired and pissed. The guys
just
that
like
killed
they got in Baton Rouge.
The guy
in
down
Dallas,
in Dallas,
Army
Texas,
veterans.
he was an Army veteran. He killed 5 police officers in less than a minute.
Yep.
You're going to keep fucking around until somebody gets tired of that shit, and then they're going to come see you, and by then I can't do nothing for you.
Yeah. And the problem is now, saying you've got so many people divided on that, whatever. So then if that was to happen, right, and that gets pushed out into the media, now you got people coming in to support, well, you shouldn't be killing police. Now we got to come and as a militia and do this, whatever, and shoot.
Then let's do what we do, baby.
And I mean, and like you said, it's going to kick off something crazy, a war or whatever, and it's going to be everybody just let's roll.
Well, see, you could do that shit in Kenosha. You can't do that shit here.
100%.
So let me tell y'all
It's
something.
Wisconsin.
So let me tell you
do that shit in Philly and see what happens.
Right. So let me tell you
that
something.
shit in D.C. and see what
You
happens.
ain't gonna do that in D.C.
I looked at
or Baltimore.
Right.
Yeah.
I looked at
or Chicago.
Imagine that.
Or Chicago.
Yeah.
That's why those federal officers did not go to Chicago because they know.
Imagine that shit.
Yeah.
So look, I looked at Kenosha County PD's use of force policy. Right. A couple things stood out to me. Their use of force policy is supposedly reviewed annually. It was not reviewed since 2016. That's strike number 1. Okay. Strike number 2, their use of force policy allows for officer discretion, or what they term objectively reasonable, to when in an instance when they should use
objectively Objectively.
Objectively.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, we're both fucked.
Yeah, we both drunk.
Yeah.
But reasonable.
Reasonable. So is that beyond articulable suspicion or beyond a reasonable doubt?
So exactly. So you see what you just did, right?
Right.
You started asking yourself questions.
Yeah.
There's no determination.
I went back to my academy.
Right. There's no determination in their policy that outlines what that term means. Well, and so when you have that, and I'm going to tell you from a policy expert standpoint, when you have that type of definition, you have definition. The Kenosha PD has definitions all throughout their use of force policy for other things. But when it comes to that term, there's no definition.
So what you're telling me is that it was blatantly left blank.
Exactly. Blatantly left blank for the officer to determine what they can and can't do.
Discretion.
Exactly. And now here's the problem when you have this person going to court. Because if they file charges and they go to court,
he's gonna get off.
He's gonna get off because of the policy. And so the way
the policy was written.
Of course, what I did was I said, you know what? Let me pull up other counties' use of force policies because they're public, right? And every single one that I pulled up had issues with defining what was reasonable force. What office a lot of rhetoric or a lot of terminology in those use of force policies said officer discretion or based on the situation type thing dictate. And all this other stuff, all these other things, right? It does not clearly identify what that means,
and so it's like they intentionally leave it blank. You know what? Yeah. Here's something that I did notice that I didn't realize until I got to Charles County that they have this thing called CALEA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's an agency that's independent, and what it is they go travel around the country, and all they do is they certify independent or individual police departments according to their standards to say that they are CALEA certified. Like, for example, Charles County Sheriff's Department is a CALEA certified agency.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You understand? So therefore, all their policies are clearly defined. All of their use, this, that, and the other, all this stuff is easily accessible, like the use of force manual. The entire administrative policies and stuff are spelled out in a 3-ring binder that thick. Yeah. And the officers are determined, they're expected to know each and every one of those policies. How much do you want to bet? And CALEA is the national standard for the Department of Justice when it comes to being a certified law enforcement agency. Right? So how much do you want to bet that Kenosha is, and this Kenosha. Is just Kenosha. This is just a gamble on my part. I don't know. But I'm guessing, just based off of what you told me, how much you want to bet that Kenosha is probably not a CALEA certified?
Well, let me tell you this. So state legislation is being held right now in the Wisconsin State House.
They need to do something in Wisconsin
because they don't require any of the law enforcement agencies in the county to wear body cameras. There's legislation out there right now in Wisconsin to mandate the use of body cameras and to articulate or to put out a state mandate or law as to what use of force means. The problem is they don't have that right now. So when you had the attorney general for Wisconsin come out and do this press conference and he said the things he said that almost kind of contradicted what the DA from Kenosha said, it was like, you could tell there's politics being played. Yeah. And then you had the police chief, speaking of, coming out with the 17-year-old who decided that he wanted to jump a car ride from Illinois with his mom, reportedly.
Antioch, Illinois.
And go to Kenosha to protect businesses and open fire on 3 protesters or whatever you want to call them. It's mind-boggling. Because now you got this police chief that's supporting. I don't want to say he's supporting them. But damn it, the writing is clear on the wall.
But not only
by the rhetoric
supporting him,
and a lot of you mofos that are my Facebook friends, y'all support him too.
There's a GoFundMe.
You can block yourself. You can block yourself and remove yourself from my friend list. I'm telling you that right now.
He doesn't mean that.
There is I really do. There is a GoFundMe for this dude. So here's the thing. After the shooting happened, right? I do exactly what I do when things like this happen, right? I look at every single news outlet. You know who I went straight to? Breitbart. And I want to read not the article. I want to read the comments. And you got people out there that are like, yeah, he is a patriot. He came out here to serve. None of these people who are supporters of the Second Amendment, right, have come out and said, well, it is illegal for a 17-year-old to have any firearm in the state of Wisconsin. They ain't saying that. They're just saying, hey, he had a rifle. He was going out there because he's and these are the words that they've been using. He came out there to protect law and order, right? Which
no such thing. You're breaking the law.
Which exactly. But here's the thing: nobody's saying that. Nobody's coming out against him and saying.
I've heard it.
You know what I mean? From who?
I've heard it from all over the internet.
I haven't heard.
You heard what?
I mean, that this kid deserves to be in prison along with his parents.
But here's the thing.
Yes, I have heard that
on the internet, but I haven't heard it on mainstream media. And here's the thing, and when I say mainstream media, right, I put places like Breitbart, I put InfoWars.
Well, they're playing politics.
Yeah, and that's what it is, right?
And that's the problem. Why we have to play politics on all these different things? Like, come on, it's like I said, the writing is on the wall.
I agree with
but
you.
also,
I'm not yelling at you, Rob.
But also I wasn't done because here's the thing.
Trent.
Because here's the thing, right? I don't know if you guys saw what happened last night in Portland.
Yeah,
a
white Trump supporter,
a Trump supporter who was a member of the Patriot, what do they call them? Patriot Prayer group, and based out of Portland, was shot and killed in Portland last night.
Wow.
Right, and so and
despicable.
A bunch of people, which we condemn that as well.
Despicable.
100%, we condemn that, right?
Despicable.
But here's the thing. The thing is, right? If you after that, I never even heard of Patriot Prayer. You know, the first thing I did, I went and researched Patriot Prayer. They have been going out and agitating. And again, these protesters have been agitating things, right? And Antifa and all those, if you want to call them that, right, have also been doing a lot of agitating. And they're wrong, 100%. I condone that,
100%,
right? Because because what it does is if it clouds the message that people are trying to get out into
exactly.
the rest of the thing, right?
I hate when you make so much sense.
It takes, but see, like you said, it takes. It takes away from the Black Lives Matter movement because it gets grouped into into the whole thing.
And not the Black Lives Matter organization, the Black Lives Matter hashtag movement that we're talking about. Because because I think people need to we need to make sure, because again, I'm not a huge supporter of the organization as it is. Right. But I am a supporter of the movement, which is Black Lives Matter, which is I think because I think a lot of that stuff gets clouded. And here's the thing. So what I did was I went out to the Patriot Prayer and I researched them, whatever. And they've been doing exactly the same thing that the other side is doing. They're agitating. It's just they're both. Yeah, exactly. And something's happening where they're feeding into this thing where they want something to happen. I'm not a conspiracy theory and conspiracy theorists and go out and say, well, there's a certain organization that's trying to push for a civil war or something.
Right.
But it's getting close.
It's getting damn close.
It is getting close. And gun sales have skyrocketed 85% in the last 2 months. Do y'all understand what that means? It has skyrocketed 85%. That is crazy. That means everybody is locking and loading. Everybody from black people, Hispanics, white people, everybody's locking and loading because, again, 85% gun sales have skyrocketed. That means everybody's ready to roll.
Hell yeah.
Everybody. And so it's just, oh, man, look,
Listen, as far as this 17-year-old kid is concerned, have you seen his mother? Did you see the picture of his mother?
No,
His mother was dressed like she was a universal soldier. She looks like we could drop her in the middle of Iraq and she could solve that shit by herself. She was literally out there with him. Okay, that's the first thing. So when you have the Adam Sandler shit from Sandy Hook where he killed his mother, got into the safe, stole those weapons, went to the elementary school, and that's basically how this type of shit gets started. Okay, this is how it gets started. He winds up doing something, but he's being pushed by his mom. Across state lines. He's 17 years old. The only time he should ever touch an AR-15 is when his mother or whoever owns it is standing there with him at the range. You got this kid walking up and down the damn street like he owns the goddamn block. Okay, so number one, he belongs to be in prison. All right. Secondly, his mother belongs to be in prison because she furnished him with the firearm. Okay.
Well, hold on. There's disputes. There's disputes saying that he picked up the firearm when he got to Kenosha.
Well,
the
then how come
DOJ, the
every
DOJ.
picture-
Well, then
apparently
that's
the
a whole
DOJ,
other issue then.
Apparently, the DOJ is saying that he picked up the weapon when he got to Kenosha. I don't know.
trust the DOJ farther than I can throw anybody in this room.
Okay,
First
but
of
wait
all,
a second. All right, so let's say, for example, you and I get in a car. I have an AR-15 and you do not.
Mm-hmm.
We drive from here to Washington, D.C., and when we get out the car, you walk over and you pick up the AR-15. You still broke the fucking law.
yeah, you can't even have the.
So
Who
it
gave him the
doesn't matter.
AR-15
It doesn't
in
matter.
Wisconsin? It's illegal for a 17-year-old to have one.
So if he
Who
pi-
gave him that?
Exactly. So not only that, have you ever heard of a law called permitting violation?
C, senor.
All right. So permitting violation is basically if I let you borrow my car and I know that the tags are suspended and you go out and get pulled over, I'm going to wind up getting a ticket in the mail, and so are you. So permitting violation, basically all this bullshit applies. So in my honest opinion, I think that this kid belongs in prison. I think that the two protesters that got bodied by this kid,
Yeah.
I mean, they just should have picked a better target. But, at the end of the day, the kid belongs in jail, and so does his mom.
So his mom is a Karen. Okay, moving on.
It's the Wow of the Week with Rob.
You look like a cat. No, stop. Please stop. Just don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that.
Oh, wait, you don't want twerking?
No.
Hey, like,
Help me, Ron.
yo, that
Please.
joint be, that joint be hitting,
Ron,
bro.
can you
I
help
had
me,
to, I had
please?
to.
All I know is this mofo said twerking. And mine, the same sentence.
So for Rob's Wow of the Week, we have a video here. If you want to go ahead and start rolling.
And that's your problem. And that's your problem. Oh, no. That is your mother problem. Then you're no you. Oh, I'm getting you pissed out. I'm getting you pissed out. Because that is your shit. I'm getting you pissed out. Oh, I ain't checking shit out, bro. I ain't checking shit out, bro. I ain't checking shit out. No. No. I know it's so easy. Quite easy. Look at his species right here. He's got you all twisted.
So here we have a Karen, and Karen has taken it upon herself to get out of her car in the drive-thru and start screaming the nah. Now I'm a big fan of Master P. I don't know about y'all, but
Make it say,
Nah.
and that joint hit hard. You know what I mean? So I mean, she picked the right song. But my man just, one of the dudes came out and he was like, yo, you out here with your titties on. He said, this species that we got here,
that killed me. That right there, I tell you what, when he pulled out that Crocodile Dundee voice and then said, look at this snow bunny right here. Like, bruh, come on, man.
That was snow bunny right here.
Like what's wrong with people, man?
Everything. So I want to give a shout out to Karen here. I mean, we love y'all. Y'all, we love all the
constant
Karens.
entertainment.
We love all the Karens. All the Karens. She gets the Wow of the Week.
You get the Wow of the Week. Trent, man.
Huh?
We got you know what time it is.
It's confession time with Trent B.
All right, so we have this is actually a special confession letter or whatever, and actually our good man, Doc Ronnie Mack is actually going to read this whatever, and it's a letter, right? Is this what
Yeah. So what we did was, with everything going on, and we as black men sitting on this panel, we felt that there is a point where we have to come out and kind of, talk about some things that are tough. And we, in the last segment, we were talking about this Black Lives Matter movement, Jacob Blake getting shot, the 17-year-old shooting some protesters, and Trent, you also mentioned the Trump supporter being shot and killed. At some point, we got to write a letter to ourselves, our younger selves, in a sense. And one of the things I challenge these young men, and I say young men because Rob, even though you say you over 45 or over 40, you're still young to me. You know what I mean? And you're very intelligent and all this other good stuff. And I'm gonna say
is there a point in here where I could smack the hell out of him, or should I just like?
I tried to see what I'm saying. Can't give a motherfucker compliments, but no.
How
But
the
for
hell
real,
is that a compliment? You're still young to me. You should call me Uncle Rob.
Uncle Rob.
Oh,
what's up?
that's
There you
a
go.
good
Hey,
name.
that's a new name.
That's
I
a
like
good-
that.
That's a
I like
little
that.
better.
Uncle Robert.
I like that. I like that. I like that. That we can do that. We
Uncle
can do that.
Waples.
We can do that. We can
Uncle
do
Waples.
that. Anyway, I felt like what we're gonna do is we're gonna write a letter, and Trent and Rob, they're gonna do their letters over the week. But here goes a letter that I wrote, and it's titled "Little Black Boy." Dear little black boy, if I told you that 2020 would be a year where cops have shot people all but 17 days so far, you think I was lying. If I told you that you can't sit there on that stoop eating your popsicle because you might be a threat to someone who doesn't look like you think I was lying. If I told you that you can run around a park with a BB gun and get shot by the police, but your white classmate can walk past the cop with his real gun and hands up, you think I was lying. If I told you that when you get my age, you can have 3 kids and have a wife and drive down the road only to be pulled out your vehicle by 6 police officers and all 5 of you be placed face down on a burning hot asphalt, all because your license plate didn't match your vehicle type, you think I was lying. If I told you that you can sit in the car and watch your father be gunned down by the very same people he taught you to respect and call for help, all because he walked away from them and he was black, you think I was lying. See, little black boy, I just showed you where your life will be in the great 2020. Bigots, oh wait, that's a word you haven't learned yet. But racist, well, we can't say that because they didn't teach you that. People who don't look like you will hate you just because your skin is so different. They will be afraid of you because your skin is different, and most importantly, they will feel threatened by you because your skin is different. You see what I did there? I told you that your skin is different because nobody else will say it, but they will treat you as such. I'm sure you'll hear them say, just do as you're told and you'll be on your way, or don't fight back. Well, little black boy, don't care. They don't care if you do as you're told or not. But at the end of the day, little black boy, you can be the smartest, the fastest, well-rounded in any room you go in, but to many, you are still different, all because of your skin. You can become a superstar athlete, and they will tell you to shut up and dribble. You can become a Rhodes Scholar, and they will say your education isn't good enough. You can become a doctor and have patients refuse your medical service, all because you're different. Little black boy, it is never your fault. Hold your head up high and smile, and never let anyone steal your joy.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's really depressing. It's sad.
yeah.
It's sad to think that this is where the youth that we have coming up, our little ones. I'm about to be a grandfather soon. Yeah, and to think that I got to bring my granddaughter up in this world. Going through and feeling like this. It's really, really sad. And the worst part about it is that those of us out here who are of age, we work so hard. We work so hard and put so many hours in and so much time in to make sure that our world didn't end up like the letter that Ron just read. And here we are.
Yeah.
It's very deep though.
I'll tell you like this, man. When I wrote this letter, I had tears in my eyes, and a lot of people that know me, my family know me. I'm not a very emotional person. It's very hard for me to show emotions, and there's a lot of things that go with that as to why I don't. But I'm gonna tell you like this. When I got nephews, right? I got nephews, and I look at them and I'm like, yo, like for real, like they can't even go outside without being, you know what I'm saying? Like we got to deal with this, you know what I'm saying, as adults.
Yeah.
And for a kid to have to deal with this shit, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People in North Carolina and Charlotte that know me, you know, y'all know I was a big time lacrosse player, man. Big time star out in Charlotte, lacrosse player. And I got called nigga all the time. I got called nigga all the time. And it didn't faze me because my parents taught me, you know, hey, just let that stuff roll off your back. We didn't see all the stuff that we have right now because social media wasn't big. But now these kids growing up, they got to see this social media stuff. They got to see this stuff. They're going to ask the tough questions to the parents. They're going to say, hey, daddy, hey, mommy, why is it this and this and that? Why is this happening? Why is this happening to people that look like me? And nobody can tell the kids why it's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's tough, man. I can't even talk right now because, man.
I feel you, man. I really do.
I mean, it affects, man. The thing is, between all three of us, man, it affects us in every. You know, you guys got got kids, and you know, I only got nieces and nephews, right? So I can only speak on that issue, man. Like, and one of the scariest things for me is having that conversation or getting a phone call, anything that has to do with, especially my nephew, who my niece and nephew, that they're 18 and 16, and they are, and not to say anything is wrong. I'm just with this, I'm just saying. They were the only black kids at their high school. You know how the whole 4 years of their high school that I was worried, being in D.C., that something was going to happen, that they were going to get, a gut punch to them about what it is about with race. And you know what? And my nephew's a junior. I'm waiting for it. And that's the scariest thing in the world, right? Because he's not ready for it, bro.
That's his thing.
He's not ready for it, man.
Like you said, man, everybody, you're waiting for it. It's anticipation, man.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be living like that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be living like that. All right, y'all. Look, we're going to continue the conversation into our overtime segment. I appreciate y'all looking and watching in, man. Man, Rob, how can they reach you, man? How can they find you?
Catfish one. There you go. That's what I wanted. That's what I needed. I needed a smile from you guys. You can reach me at Donkey Faces, and you can reach me at the hell's my Donkey Faces and the Horse Faces. Horse Faces.
Which one is it?
I got two faces. I got a donkey and I got a horse.
Oh, so you got an ass and a ass face.
Well, if you really think about it, it's only half ass. Oh, you like how I did that?
Okay.
Trent, man, how can they reach you, man, if they need to contact you?
Trent B.
Oh, wow.
No.
Yeah, see, now you fed into your own jokes.
I mean, look, Rob's one that's obsessed, man. I heard what he was saying last weekend.
Oh man.
You can reach Trent at what is it this week? Oh, Trent B. Franklin.
Oh my God.
On Instagram, Trent B. Franklin, and that's about it. Now I do have a whole bunch of fake accounts, so y'all know where I'm gonna pop up at. But Trent B. Franklin is my main one on Instagram.
All right, well, y'all can reach them two clowns at their designated locations. You can reach me on Instagram at docrj.5. You can also catch me on Twitter at rjspeaks100. You can catch our show on Facebook and Instagram at comfortable2uncomfortable.talk. You can also check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. All you have to do is search Comfortable Being Uncomfortable. You can check out our new YouTube channel. All you have to do is search Comfortable Being Uncomfortable, the podcast. You can also check us out after this with our Q&A. All right, so stay tuned. Big shout out to our sorority sisters of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and our frat brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Until the next 5 minutes, we're going to be seeing y'all. We out.
She